The presidential election is less than 1 week away. We'll talk about who's in the lead for the White House and what propositions are being supported by students.
Cal State East Bay gets a special visit from co-founder of Facebook. Coming up soon, what he said and how it might benefit you.
The campus recently celebrated 47 years of the University Art Gallery. We'll show you what was on display. All this and more on Pioneer Web TV News, starting right now.
Hello, happy Halloween and welcome to Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Samantha Harold.
And I'm Landre Holmes.
Mariah Young, a San Leandro native and CSU EB graduate, will be returning to campus as the first of this year's Distinguished Writers series to read excerpts from her book titled Masha Allah and Other Stories. Young grew up in both the Bay Area and Lahaina, Hawaii, and earned her bachelor's degree in English with a creative writing emphasis and a minor in political science in 2006. The content of her book is all based in Oakland and is being released on November 1st. Young also won the James D. Houston Award for Western Literature. She will be reading from the book here on campus. Presented by the English department, the 7 p.m. reading will be located in the Biela Room of the University Library on Monday, November 5th. Admission will be free and a book signing with Young will follow. Young currently teaches writing and literature at Mount St. Mary's College and Southwest College, both located in Los Angeles.
The Hayward Promise Neighborhood, or HPN Partnership, held a community festival Saturday, October 27th at Harder Elementary School. The festival introduced support systems that would help improve student conditions and community success. The HPN, which is in part led by CSU East Bay, was selected in December 2011 as one of only 5 programs nationally and the only one on the West Coast to be funded by the U.S. Board of Education. The program will be operating on a $25 million grant. The HPN will be working with families in South Hayward, which has been dubbed the Promise Neighborhood. In the Promise Neighborhood, there are more than 5,000 residents that are considered low or extremely low income families. The HPN is working as part of a federal initiative to coordinate health, social, community, and educational support from infancy all the way through adulthood. The Hayward Promise Neighborhood program will initially focus on 6 schools in the Hayward area, including Harder Elementary School. The program will run for the next 5 years. For more information, contact the Hayward Promise Neighborhood at haywardpromise.org.
The elections are quickly approaching and the voting polls will be closing this Monday. But are students really sure about the issues facing them this year and what their votes could mean? Pioneer Web TV News reporter Jessica Ramirez will shed some light on some of the propositions facing us this 2012 election year.
Of the 10 statewide propositions on California's November 6th ballot, there are 2 directly affecting education. Proposition 30, also known as Governor Jerry Brown's tax increases for education, proposes to raise income taxes for high-income earners. It also proposes to raise sales tax by 0.25% for the next 4 years. If it passes, the estimated taxes would go into an education protection account in the state's general budget fund and bring an average of $6.8 billion in revenue each year. Although there is no direct benefit to the California State University nor the University of California systems, it still has an effect on both.
The benefit to the CSU is that it would allow us to operate without receiving an additional cut of about $250 million. There's no mandatory funding for higher education. 10 years ago, the state funded about 2/3 of our total operating budget, which is about $153 million. This year, they fund about 1/3. We're teaching more students with fewer people. Travel's been cut, supplies are diminished. But really, it's a people-driven activity here. I mean, over 80% of our costs are salaries and benefits. We have fewer people doing more work.
If Proposition 30 doesn't pass, the UC and CSU systems would lose $250 million each. However, if Proposition 30 passes, the cuts get rolled back and we would avoid a 9% tuition hike.
We'll calculate the reduction in fees for the fall quarter and then notify each student that they can either receive a refund or they can apply that credit if they're going to enroll in the winter.
A similar initiative is Proposition 38, which would increase income taxes for almost all Californians for the next 12 years. The prop will generate approximately $5.6 billion in revenue. Under the state constitution, the proposition with the most votes overrules the other. Therefore, if Prop 38 wins more votes, Prop 38 income tax rates increases would go into effect, yet still trigger Proposition 30's education cuts.
Prop 38 has no effect on higher ed, only K through 12. If Prop 30 fails, enrollment won't be open in spring. The most direct consequence is fewer students will be able to go to school. I think students, faculty, and staff all ought to make themselves aware of what the proposition does. I hope everybody votes. We do have, I believe, a common interest here.
Thank you, Jessica. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with Pioneer Web TV News after this short break.
Of the 10
In between classes, need a snack? We got you. Get a coupon to try a small bag for free at the bookstore. Curtis Jammin' Kettle Corn. One taste and you know you're hooked.
Welcome back. On October 23rd, Cal State East Bay hosted Chris Hughes, the co-founder of Facebook, who also helped out with Barack Obama's presidential campaign in 2008 as a coordinator of online organizing. Here's reporter Mohammed Surker with the full story.
I'm here in the multi-purpose room inside the New University Union where Chris Hughes, co-founder of Facebook, has just given a special message to CSUEB students. 130 people gathered to hear what Hughes had to say about social media and journalism in our digital world. Besides co-founding Facebook, Hughes is the editor-in-chief of The New Republic, where he has seen firsthand how social media has impacted journalism.
We are on the cusp of entering a golden age of journalism, but everyone's sorting through what that actually means. So by that, what I mean is that more people are reading journalism, big ideas, whether it's essays, opinion, or reported pieces, than they ever have before. It's a challenge to the media organizations to figure out a business model that makes that sustainable, so that young aspiring journalists can be paid for their work.
Hughes also spoke about his experience co-founding Facebook and how everyone can use their creativity to come up with simple solutions that change our world.
Facebook was a way to create a network where people could be their real selves and express who they were and connect to their friends and their family, now colleagues, and all of those people, and keep up with them in an ongoing way. And now, clearly it's become the default social network for the world.
Chris Hughes has just delivered a message regarding the future of journalism and social media. For Pioneer Web TV News, I'm Mohammed Surker. Now back to you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Chris Hughes is the current majority owner of The New Republic, where he acts as publisher and editor-in-chief.
The CSU-EB Art Department was able to showcase their students' hard work this past week in the annual University Art Gallery show. Pioneer Web TV News reporter Maria Ruiz has more details.
I'm here at the Art and Education building for CSU-EB, where the opening reception for the annual art exhibition is taking place. On October 23rd, Cal State East Bay welcomed the public to the opening reception exhibition of the annual art gallery on campus. This exhibit features work created by faculty and staff of the university's art department. Paintings, ceramics, and sculptures are some of the artifacts being displayed under 51st annual exhibition.
This is a show for the art faculty and staff. We have 4 shows a year, and at this particular point in the spring, we have the art faculty and staff show, and it's been very successful from what I can see.
Some of the main attractions are the Morocco sculpture and the Peaceful Valley painting created by faculty.
It's been covered with flowers. There's a hand reaching down into the soil, and the landscape tapers off into the distance.
This year's gallery anticipates attracting more students to the art department by encouraging them to pursue their talent through a modern art style.
It's a modern style of art. it's different from the Baroque and the classicals and the medieval kinds that we have that I've studied myself.
The art department has been annually hosting 4 exhibitions a year ever since 1962. Last year they passed their 50th exhibition mark and are looking forward for another 50th.
The exhibit is great. I saw works by 3 of my teachers, and I like them all.
The exhibition will be on display starting October 24th through December 1st. I'm Maria Ruiz reporting for Pioneer Web TV.
Thanks, Maria. More Pioneer Web TV news is on the way. Stay tuned.
When you don't read The Pioneer, you don't stay up to date on current issues. When you don't stay up to date on current issues, you have nothing to talk about with your friends. When you have nothing to talk about with your friends stop being your friends. When your friends stop being your friends, you get lonely. And when you get lonely, you create imaginary friends. Don't create imaginary friends. Read The Pioneer. A new issue comes out on every Thursday.
Welcome back. It's that time again for the East Bay Sports Update from our very own Andrew Rodriguez. What's new this week in the sports world, Andrew?
Thanks, Landre. This week, the soccer teams took part in a special day of honoring their seniors for their commitment to Cal State East Bay. I was able to attend this great day and have the privilege to share this moment with you. We will now take a look on how this day went for the Pioneers.
The men's and women's soccer teams played their final home games of the season Sunday afternoon, matching up against Cal State San Bernardino. It was senior day for the Pioneers, and prior to each game, seniors are honored along with their family and friends for their contribution and success here at Cal State East Bay. The men's team acknowledged their 4 seniors, Florian Repin, Andres Ponce, Matt Mitchell, and Renee Martinez. And for the women's team, Nina Safalo, Zuli Diaz, Cheyenne Falk, Eugenie Foote, and Kara Yamamoto were honored. Both teams played strong, hoping to pull out a W for their seniors, but the ball didn't roll the Pioneers' way on Sunday. They both got shut out in scores of 3-0 for the men's and 1-0 for the women's. All the seniors got to start and experience their last game playing in front of the Cal State East Bay fans. They played outstanding, but a tough San Bernardino team outdueled the Pioneers. The men's team looks forward to one last game against Sonoma State, looking to finish the year on a winning note, while the women's team ended their season with a 6-11-1 record. It was an emotional day for the seniors and their families, but one they would always remember looking back at their careers at Cal State East Bay.
It was truly a great day and a memorable one for the seniors despite the loss. In other sports, the women's swimming team came out on top, finishing in first place in the Bay Area Invitational. With 6 total teams in the meet, East Bay scored 721.5 points to dominate the competition. On the court, the women's volleyball team came back in an impressive comeback victory over Cal State Dominguez Hills. Down 0-2, the Pioneers came back hungry, winning the next 3 sets to send the Toros home shocked. This was also a special evening for the volleyball team, being Dig Pink Night in support of breast cancer awareness. Things are starting to heat up for our Pioneers, so make sure to catch a game. Go Pioneers! Please stay tuned and we'll be right back.
In between classes? Need a snack? We got you. Get a coupon to try a small bag for free at the bookstore. Curtis Jammin' Kettle Corn. One taste and you know you're hooked.
That concludes another edition of Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Landre Holmes.
And I'm Samantha Harold. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.